you, there's a story in the book of Luke of a woman who was bleeding for 12 years. And nobody could heal her. Nobody. Nobody could heal this woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. And all these doctors had tried to heal her, but she couldn't get well. And she heard that Jesus was in town. And see, here's what I hear, young people, is that some of us have a deep wound. Some of us have been hurt badly by someone in our lives. Some of us have experienced a terrible wrong that's been done to us. Maybe we've been sexually abused, or we've been emotionally scarred from a parent who we feel like has neglected us, or maybe we've been made fun of at school, and there's a deep wound in our soul. And we're so afraid to get it out and to just let people know, I've been deeply wounded. And we bury it. And that's what happens. And that's why you see so many adults who are just angry people. They're angry and bitter people because they've never let Jesus heal that wound. But see, this woman who'd been bleeding for 12 years, she sees that Jesus is in town. And the Bible says that there was a crowd pressed hard together. It wasn't like just a couple people and she had to walk up to Jesus and be like, hey Jesus, let me tap on your shoulder. No, like this woman saw this crowd before her. And see, here's the thing that you got to understand about the Bible and about Jewish law. Because this woman had been bleeding, she was ceremonially unclean, which meant that she couldn't be touched. It meant that she couldn't have a hug. It meant that nobody could hold her hand, because if they did, they too would become ceremonially unclean. So this woman sees this crowd pressed hard together. But she knows that her healer is just across that crowd. If she could just get through those people, she would get to her healer. But you guys, sometimes we're just so afraid. Because what would that crowd be for you? Would it be your friends? Would it be the fear of what other people are going to think about you? Would it be the fear of getting made fun of? Would it be the fear of letting somebody know that something's going on deep in your soul? What would be that crowd for you? See, this woman, she knew that she would get in a heap of trouble if she touched somebody. But she also knew that her healer was just past that crowd. And I don't know what that crowd is for you, but some of us have to be brave enough to go past it. You see, this woman, I'm sure that it wasn't like, I was trying to think about her the other day, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder what she was feeling at that moment. I wonder if she was afraid. I wonder if she kept like, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. And then I wonder if just for that moment she thought to herself, I need healing, and only Jesus can heal me. And so I'm going to take that leap of faith in believing that my healer is just across that crowd, just across my fear, just across my hurt, just across my wound. And I wonder if she took off running. I bet she did. She got through that crowd. She clawed her way through that crowd. And as she touched person after person, I imagine she just said, I don't care. I'm desperate. And some of us have to get desperate because we're just, okay. How are you doing? I'm fine. No, you're not. And that's okay that you're not fine. Because Jesus says, come to me, all who are weary and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. There is healing for you. This is not a place to hide your pain. It's a place to let it all out. Do not be afraid. You will not be turned away.